So, I just got done watching the box office success that is Obsession for the first time, and I am recording this video about 30 minutes after watching the movie. This might be a pretty long video. I got some stuff to talk about. So, what is going on, guys? Lennon360 here. Welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the hit box office success, Obsession. Like I said in the intro, I just got done watching this movie for the first time, and I knew I had to jump on here and express my thoughts on the movie, what I thought of it, and that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. As you can probably tell, I'm a little on the edge right now, because that movie made me very uncomfortable. So we're just going to be talking about a couple things about this movie, what I liked about it, possibly what I didn't like about it, and just go through like how the movie was made and, you know, all that stuff. If you haven't watched Obsession yet, there are going to be spoilers in this video, so do not watch this video if you haven't watched Obsession yet, unless you like to be spoiled, which is weird as frick, but you do you. But if you've already watched the movie, we can share our thoughts together, so let's dive into my review of Obsession. So, Obsession is a horror thriller directed by 26-year-old Curry Barker. And originally, Curry Barker and his partner, Cooper Tomlinson, they run a YouTube channel together called That's a Bad Idea. And on that channel, they used to make a lot of comedy skits and short films on their channel. They made good content. And I didn't really know much about them until I watched a short film that they made together called Milk and Cereal. I watched Milk and Cereal, and I was pretty impressed because that short film was made with a budget of not much. Put up on screen what the budget was for that short film if you can find it. Milk and Cereal, if you haven't seen it yet, it is a capture footage type movie, which I'm not a big fan of, but I watched this and wow, it was actually pretty good. I'm not going to go into detail with that movie because that's not what we're talking about today, but go check that out. I'll try to remember to link the channel in the description, but I probably won't remember. Curry Barker and Cooper Tomlinson made Milk and Cereal, and they also made another short film called The Chair, which caught a lot of attention to like the big companies and stuff. And then all of a sudden, Curry Barker came up with the idea for the movie Obsession, which we are talking about today. At first, I didn't even know Obsession came out. I didn't even know it was a thing until I started going on the internet a lot and seeing a lot of things about the movie and how it's like the greatest thing people have ever seen and that it's possibly movie of the year. And I got a little invested. I was like, okay, this is kind of rare that you see a movie like this where a lot of people are actually like glazing it and saying it's like actually really good. So I looked into it. I'd seen multiple clips on like TikTok and Instagram of the movie, and I was like, okay, just probably a generic like horror movie, you know. But I did a little bit more, and I learned that this movie was made with a budget of not even $1 million. The budget for this movie was $750,000, which in the filming industry is not a lot. But Curry Barker made do with what he had. Absolutely 100%. And that's where today we have the movie Obsession that I'm talking about. And who doggy? I can't believe I just said that. Oh my god. I've been dying to see this movie for about 3 weeks. I haven't had any time to go see it. And literally, as I'm recording this today, I just watched it. Yes, I watched it from streaming because I'm a loser. I feel like my experience would have been even crazier if I watched it in theaters, but that's not the point. So the first thing I want to talk about this movie is the acting and performances. So in this movie, we have 4 main characters. We have Bear, played by Michael Johnston. We have Nikki Freeman, played by Indy Navarrete. Okay, I'm done. We have Ian, played by Cooper Tomlinson, which is Curry Baker's partner, and Sarah Harper, played by Megan Flawless. So those are the 4 main characters. There obviously are more characters in the movie, but the main 4 I'm going to be focusing on. But I guess first I'll just say the extra type characters who had a couple lines in the movie, they did great. They really did great. Like the guy in the store where Bear goes to find another One-Wish Willow, he did pretty good. I liked his performance a lot. A couple of the other characters at the party, at Ian's party, they did pretty good too. They really did good. A lot of the extra characters did really well, so I'll give them that. But let's focus on the 4 main characters. So first, let's start with Bear, played by Michael Johnston. Wow. So, Michael Johnston, I didn't know who he was. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about any of the people in this movie. I really didn't. Watching this movie, Michael Johnston was phenomenal in this movie. He was phenomenal. Michael Johnston plays Bear so well, where he's just full of regret, and he regrets making the wish, and his acting in this movie was phenomenal. I can't even put it into words. There are multiple parts in this movie where Michael Johnston just pours his heart and soul into a scene or scenes, and it's amazing. The way he can just go from kind of like a shy but really cool friend to be around to a absolute train wreck being around Nikki is insane. Honestly, I don't really know any of like the more popular actors that could have played Bear better than Michael Johnston did, but I think Michael Johnston is not getting the credit that he deserves from this movie. He did. I feel like people are focusing too much on Indy's performance, which we'll get to that in a second, but you got to give Michael Johnston some credit. He was phenomenal. In every scene he was in, he was great. He could be either a nice, caring guy, friend, or an absolute train wreck who wishes he never made the wish that he made, and it's crazy. It's absolutely amazing. Now let's get to one of the main reasons why I wanted to watch this movie. Indy Navarrete. So, talking about Indy Navarete's performance in this movie, chef's kiss. I don't think there is any other actress in Hollywood right now who could have played Nikki Freeman better than she did. Her acting in this movie was absolutely mind-blowing. The way she plays Nikki in this movie is just insane. Like, you cannot compare it to anything. The way in the beginning of the movie she can go from just a normal, a normal person just having fun with their friends, talking about stuff, to a psychopath who only cares and loves Bear and will literally do anything for him is insane. Like, I can't even, put it into words. It's insane. There are multiple scenes in this movie that just show how good of an actress she is. Like, the scene where Bear first makes the wish. She's standing on her porch, she walks up to Bear's car, and is just out of her mind. Like, she's not acting like the same person. And the way she just switches from the obsessed Nikki to real Nikki in the snap of a finger is crazy. If you know, you know.
Oh, I'm not. Wait, what the fuck? Yeah, what the fuck?
I really do want to talk about a lot more of this movie, but I don't want to spoil the whole movie in this video, so I'm going to try and not talk about everything, but I'm going to talk about some of the notable things. There are multiple times in this movie where Nikki snaps back into her real self for a split second or couple seconds, and then right back into the possessed Nikki in the snap of a finger. and it's mind-boggling how well it's played out. She sells her performance like a G, like an absolute god. She's really one of the main reasons why I wanted to watch this movie, because I've seen so many clips of her on the internet about her in the movie and her performances, and it really intrigued me, and I really wanted to see how good she really was, and I was not disappointed. I was actually, like, way more surprised, because there are obviously scenes in the movie that were not shown online, and it's even crazier what she can do. So, Jenna Ortega, you might want to watch out, because we might have found somebody better. So now on to Ian, played by Cooper Tomlinson. He did great. He did amazing. He played the, like, skeptical friend and, like, trying to look out for everybody. He played that super well, and I really like his character. It's sad he had to go out like that. Just thinking about it kind of makes me chuckle. I think if Curry Barker continues to make movies, which he definitely will, I think Cooper Tomlinson needs to be in every single one of his movies. That's just me, because I feel like that's the right thing to do. At least be in his movies in some way, shape, or form. So overall, I don't really have a bad thing to say about his performance. It was great. It wasn't the best in the movie, but it was definitely good. I really enjoyed his character. And finally, we're moving on to Sarah Harper, played by Megan Flawless. Again, great actress. She did great. I like her character in the movie. Again, it sucks that she had to go out like that. Oh, God. Every time I think of her character, I'm forever going to think of a certain shot in the movie that actually kind of haunted me a little bit. So, it's quite obvious in the movie, like, at a certain point, it's revealed Sarah does like Bear, but I don't think Bear liked Sarah like that, because it's obvious in literally the get-go of the movie. Bear liked Nikki, but Nikki didn't like him like that, which was kind of obvious once again from Indy's performance. God, I feel like Bear should have just been smart and be like, you know what, Sarah might be better, so I'm gonna go with her. She was to his left after all. If you know, you know.
It's me.
So overall, Megan Flawless did great. Cooper Tomlinson, amazing. Michael Johnston, phenomenal performance. And you did. I can't even put it into words. They all did great. It was all amazing. I don't have a single bad thing to say about all their performances. It was great. Before I watched this movie, I seen a lot of comments on like TikTok and Instagram saying when you watch this movie, it gives you a really weird feeling that you can't describe. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll see about that. They were not lying. In the first half of the movie, I was feeling fine, I was enjoying the movie, analyzing things. But once you get to a certain point in the movie, I just switched. Like, I stopped talking. I didn't say a word until the end of the movie. And even after the movie was over, I just sat there in silence. And I literally was in shock. About halfway through the movie, the feeling I got from this movie was I can't even describe it. I just switched. I was literally like Nikki. I just switched. But I didn't say a word. All I did was just sit there in silence and just watch. I couldn't even look away. I was just watching. If you haven't watched Obsession yet and you plan to here soon, prepare yourself, because the feeling you get when you watch this movie, it's real. It's indescribable, and I don't know what to think of it. So the overall plot of this movie was pretty simple to understand. Bear is in love with Nikki, but Nikki doesn't feel the same way. He has a one-wish willow that he uses to wish that Nikki Freeman loves him more than anyone in the world. And he snaps it, and it immediately takes effect. And then throughout the movie, it just gets worse and worse. When the wish is first made, Nikki, you can definitely tell there's something wrong, but in the little montage that you get in the movie, she seems kind of normal. You know, they're just having fun, they're laughing together. You can't really tell nothing's wrong, but it just gets progressively worse as the movie goes on. That's another thing to prepare yourself for if you plan to watch this movie soon. It will play tricks on you. Like it's super trippy. It has you thinking like, did it work or did it not work? I don't know. Because there's points in the movie where did the wish even work or did it not work? I don't know. Like, that's how it had me feeling sometimes. There were a lot of people online saying that Obsession is movie of the year, and I didn't want to say until I watched the movie. They might be right, actually. Obsession might be movie of the year. And obviously, we still have many months to go before the year's over, and that is enough time for way more movies to come out. But I'm standing on my opinion right here, right now. Obsession might be movie of the year. Based on acting and performances, the budget, which was astronomically low, but it was used sparingly by Curry Barker. The writing, the script, the scenes, the shots of the movie, it was all great. And it was all thanks to Curry Barker and his team for putting together such an amazing movie. And he's already talked about a sequel, which honestly, I don't know how I feel about that. Because I feel like there's just some movies that do not need a sequel. I feel like Obsession is one of those movies. But at the same time, I could be wrong. If there ever is a sequel to Obsession, it could be just as good as the first. But honestly, I also just think that Obsession should just be left alone. I think it should just be a one-time box office success. Just like how Scream should have been ended like years ago. But that's about all I have to talk about Obsession. I don't have really a single negative thing to say about this movie. And if you plan to watch it, I highly recommend watching it. It was absolutely phenomenal. I've never had such a more indescribable feeling watching a film than I did watching this movie. So if you plan to watch it, definitely watch it. But I think that's where I'm going to leave my review of Obsession. I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know down below if the comments are available what you thought of this movie and what you liked, didn't like, and I'll definitely try to read your thoughts down below, and let me know if you think Obsession deserves a sequel. But that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe, turn on the bell notification so you never miss another awesome video on the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.